The healing is happening every day. There's just so much going on and changes that the photography doesn't do it any justice. To what's really actually happening. The medical system has one option for me. It's surgery to remove the entire thyroid. Once you don't have a thyroid no more, you're on medicine for the rest of your life, and I can't do that. I'm not good with medications. I never have been, and I'm not comfortable with removing an organ that is essential for life, basically. If I don't have to have it removed, I'm not going to. To date, I've been on the oil for about 3 months. I've consumed approximately 50 grams of the oil so far. I was lucky enough to have access to people like Uncle Pete and Christy, who are just angels here on earth. And because of that, I have been able to treat myself successfully so far and stay off of the pharmaceutical medications that was keeping me sick. I've avoided surgery so far, and I feel great, and my symptoms are improving. My swallowing and everything have continued to improve, so I haven't been back to the doctor yet. I can't give you any documented, like physician documented improvements, but as far as visual improvements go, I do feel like the mass is still continuing to shrink. My caregiver was really hoping that the entire thing would be gone by now, but we're upping my dose. This was my starting dose. I was taking 3 of these a day, which was approximately 1 gram a day. Now I am up to 2 of these a day, so you can we're gonna bump that dose up for the next 30 days and see if we can just get this thing out of here. I don't have like a thick mucousy coating in my throat no more. That's gone. And visually it does look better. I would say visually it's went from about the size of a small orange to approximately maybe the size of a golf ball. So I do feel like the entire thyroid itself is not as swollen. It's not as protruding as much. It's still sticking out a little bit, but... And I know it's not better, so I haven't been to the doctor yet because I know it's not completely better, but it is continuing to improve. I want to say thank you to Peter and Christy O'Toole of CannabisCamp.org. They are up in Michigan, and they are doing amazing, wonderful things for patients. Terminal patients mostly. I know I'm not terminal, I'm far from terminal. But they have extended their compassion to me, to my treatment, to my cure, and to getting me better. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you to them. And I also wanted to say, if you have never checked out Rick Simpson, please go to his website. Check out the movie Run From the Cure. It's a free documentary. It's all over YouTube. There's people that will mail it to you for free. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. Once you watch it, don't let your research stop there. Please find people who have watched the documentary, who have treated their own cancers, diabetes. A lot of things are being helped with this cannabis oil, and this information is really going mainstream. But by all means, please don't wait till your doctor says the FDA and the government have allowed you to use this medicine. This medicine is a free gift from Mother Nature, and if your doctor cannot fix you, if your doctor has to hurt you to help you, then please see what Mother Nature can do for you. Okay, real quick, Cheryl Schumann got to give the Martha Stewart makeover to medical marijuana and talk all about it on the Ricky Lake Show. So I'm going to do a quick Rachel Ray rundown of cannabis oil extract used as the cancer treatment. The small capsule is approximately 1/3 of a gram, and the larger capsule being approximately 1 gram. Rick Simpson suggests 1 gram per day at least, minimum 60 days if you have cancer, internal or skin cancer. He would suggest using it topically. And because of my condition with the masses on my throat and thyroid, I'm using it topically. I'm using the oil, it's infused, the infused salve, and it's just rubbing it right on. It doesn't smell that bad, it's a little bit greasy. This one was very well made, and it smells pretty good actually. It leaves your skin really, really soft. You would use this salve, or it can be infused in a more liquidy type base if you needed. Some people like the salve depending on what you're using it for, gaping sores and stuff, large coverage. I would say use this. Also, this is Peanut Butter's topical oil. He's on Facebook, Gersh Avery. Check him out. This oil is very good. You can actually order this offline. If you get it, it will come like this, which is not infused with cannabis. It's a bunch of different other healing herbs. You need to infuse it with your cannabis, and there's instructions on his website on how you would do that. He will send you a couple of these little bottles, because once you infuse this with the cannabis and use it, you will see the miracles are just unleashed, and you're going to want to pass it on to people. So if you get a bottle of this from somebody, chances are it's already infused. If not, infuse it with a little bit of cannabis and just use it topically. It's amazingly wonderful for cuts, burns. I mean, burns, skin conditions, skin cancers, all that stuff it's just amazing. This was my starting dose. I was taking 3 of these a day, which was approximately 1 gram a day. Now I am up to 2 of these a day, so you can kind of see. I also take an infused coconut capsule. A lot of the Rick Simpson oil, cannabis oil, comes in the syringe. It will come like that, and a lot of times people put them into capsules. You don't taste it that way. It's easy for the taste to go down. However, I have mine were made up for me and put into the capsules by my caregiver. I am opening the capsules, dropping that into some honey or coconut oil or hemp seed oil, eating the rest of the capsule, and swallowing it so it coats my throat. I also have some candy lozenges that was made. It's an easy way to just soak on the oil and get it in my throat. And you need to get this oil into a loved one and they are not able to swallow a capsule. You can use the oil in suppository form. You can make suppositories at home. You can use the oil and infuse it right into the suppository. If you don't have a way to make the suppositories, you can fill the gel capsules up. The gelatin capsules have been used in lieu of a suppository. It does dissolve. It is an effective way to get the medicine directly where you need it if you're dealing with prostate, if you're dealing with anything rectal, vaginal. The suppositories is a great way to get the medicine right where you need it. If you are dealing with something sinus issue, the oil, the cannabis oil, is very thick and tar-like. You can infuse it, infuse the cannabis oil into something like an olive oil to make it very liquidy. You can get a sinus bottle, a sinus spray bottle, and spray it right up your nose. You can actually spray the oil right up into the sinus cavity. It does help with sinus infections. It helps to actually repair the sinus cavity. and it will actually spray right up the nose. And if your doctor cannot fix you, if your doctor has to hurt you to help you, then please see what Mother Nature can do for you. And find this oil, find some cannabis. If you can't find the oil, but a lot of people do have access to cannabis. All you need is some cannabis and a solvent. And you extract the essential oils. It's the oils from this plant that is curing things. I know so far it's cured, I can say it's cured my father's diabetes among some other things. I learned of the oil after seeing the documentary Run from the Cure. To be honest with you, I was skeptical. I did not believe. My father was having some real issues with the diabetes. He was having nerve damage and could not get them under control. So we kind of thought it was heaven sent, the information, and we went for it. He treated his diabetes, and to this day his diabetes is non-existent. No evidence of it in his blood at all. Cheryl Schumann was just a guest on the Ricky Lake show, and her story is amazing. If you have never heard her story, the Ricky Lake show did not do Cheryl's story justice. Cheryl's story is not amazing because it's unique. When you start your research into this cannabis oil, you will see that Cheryl Schumann's story is not unique. However, it is very well documented. Cheryl Schumann was dying with end-stage ovarian cancer, and her doctors could no longer help her. They could no longer offer her hope. The most they could offer her was pharmaceutical medicine that was poisoning her. For her final dying days, she was being poisoned. She had friends who said, we're going to help you. Have you ever heard of Rick Simpson? Oh my gosh, you need to find out about Rick Simpson and Phoenix Tears. And it's very well documented. She went to Colorado. She met Dr. Bob Melamede and Dr. Janet Sweeney of the Phoenix Tears Foundation.
Learned when you find out that you're dying, I mean, you'll basically reach out for anything to do. But then when I tried it and I started feeling better, within 30 days I was off of the intravenous morphine pup. I was able to walk. I was able to shower for the very first time myself, and it was a gift. And then I learned about the juicing and the oils. That's why they call me the Martha Stewart of marijuana, because I decided to die. Yeah.
Cheryl Schumann was spared some of that compassion, and today she's alive because of that. Research into her story a little bit, dive a little bit deeper than the Ricky show aired. Because of Rick Simpson and the Phoenix Tears, children being treated with cannabis safely and effectively. They're substituting the poisonous pharmaceutical drugs, and they're safely treating things like cancer and pain, nausea, side effects of chemotherapy. They are using this cannabis as an alternative treatment. They're also using it in addition to their cancer treatment regime. But children, Brave Michaela was on the Ricky Lake show with Cheryl Schumann. Through the Cash Hyde Foundation, she learned the information that it's just as safe for children. Cashy was a little boy who was diagnosed with cancer and going through the whole regime of the chemotherapy and the radiation, and his parents, when the pharmaceutical drugs was just too much in combination with the treatments, his parents turned to cannabis, and they successfully substituted a list of poisonous, dangerous pharmaceutical drugs for this little baby. And the healing that occurred because they were able to substitute and totally replace a lot of these poisons with this plant. He was able to heal and beat cancer and go into remission. They used this plant as a maintenance preventative, and some laws where he was at in Montana changed some things changed. His access was taken away from him, and the cancer returned. And his parents were put through hell, and they didn't stop though. Their fight continued, and people like brave Michaela's parents found this valuable information, and they used it to their benefit. When their daughter got cancer, when Michaela got cancer, Erin knew what she needed to do to keep her daughter safe and healthy. And Erin also knew the safest medicinal substance known to man was cannabis. And thanks to organizations that are coming out of the closet, thanks to parents that are stepping up to the plate, that are seeing miracles with their own children, and they're risking so much so that my child and your child can have access to that same treatment. And the treatment, it's going mainstream.